Hello and welcome to the Shopley Snapshot. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Rachel McVinish and I'm the CEO here at Shopley. It's a pleasure to have you all with us this evening or today, wherever it is you're tuning in from. Now, I know for many of you, this will probably be the very first time that you are hearing about Shopley, and you have absolutely come to the right place. Now, at its core, Shopley is a social e-commerce platform bringing together brands, influencers, affiliates, and business and community builders into the one ecosystem. And what that does is gives people the ability to connect, collaborate, and grow in a much more aligned and more scalable way to them. Now, today is what we call a snapshot, and it's a 20 to 30-minute overview specifically designed to give you a very clear understanding of what we're building here at Shopley, where we're heading, but most importantly, how you can be a part of it. To take you through that today, I'm going to hand over to someone who I trust deeply, and that is our Director of Sales and Marketing, Craig Schultz. I've actually had the privilege of working alongside Craig now for 15 years, moving up to close to 2 decades, and what he brings to the table, particularly in the e-commerce space, is second to none. More importantly, he has a real ability to be able to simplify what we're doing and how to help other people see the opportunity very, very clearly. So, with that, I'm going to hand over to Craig. Enjoy the snapshot, and I'll look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Are you there, Craig?
Thanks, Rach. How are you?
Good to see
And I
you.
just want to correct you. The years are flying by. We started working together in 2007, so that's getting closer to 20 years.
20 years. Jeez, I've known you for that long.
That's
Gosh, I
that's
promise he's as lovely in person as he is on screen, guys.
Nah, good. Rachel, look, I'll just start with saying that this really, really exciting. You can probably see a bit of an upbeat tone in my voice because for the last 6 weeks I've been doing these as nearly pre-launch and just setting the scenes for people. And yeah, at the end of last week we went live with our tech platform, and for that 90 days in the lead up, I'd started moving into some of my old contacts and warming them up. I've been to Africa 15 times, India 15 times, all throughout Southeast Asia every 90 days for the best part of a decade. And when we moved to our model where we simplified with two licenses, the $1 onboarding, it really captured people's attention. And in fact, now we're live. I'm starting to have some really serious conversations with some of the people I've worked with for a long time and capturing the attention. And, I have got my first, what I would say, big visionary leader that's come on board and just sees the huge potential in our 175 scalable launch partnership with or a tech integration with Shopify. He just sees it as a new revolution. He's not even, he's actually, his background is in the internet marketing space, and he's already scheduled a meeting for, he's got 200 pre-registered people for an event in 2 weeks' time. So I'm starting to have lots of conversations, and these snapshots here are really to give your potential prospects an insight to what we're doing here at Shopley. And my role as the director of sales and marketing is to help the business grow. So if you're on here and you have a group of people you'd like me to present to or have an open conversation with or do a Q&A with, I'm all here to do that because I see a lot of potential in this vision of this opportunity. It's something I have been involved with literally since day one. Before the word Shopley was a name, I was in the conversations then, and I've always believed that we could be a 10-figure business because of the potential. And when I go through the snapshot, I'm going to be touching on three key reasons why. In particular, when I take you on the journey of Shopley, you'll be able to see that. But for those that are new here, I'm usually in my customary Shopley hat, but I've got a new dog and it's chewed it all up. So I've had to like switch over to my podcasting hat, the One Shop Movement podcast. So if I'm off brand with my usual Shopley hat, sorry about that. My dog has taken it and torn it to pieces. So we'll have to get a new one done up for next week. But I'm just going to get the slides up and we're going to go through the presentation. And and usually goes for about 20 minutes. And I'll just go over at a really, really high level, just so you know, if you do want to get down into the micro components of the conversation, we do have um, full trainings now on the commissionable structure, which we don't go in depth here, and also other resources that people can do to start educating. We're building back office trainings. And yeah, really, really ramping up for scale all over the world now. And I'm super excited to be a part of director in sales and marketing to be able to help this company grow. So this is Shopley. I refer to it as the new world of commerce. And the reason I say a new world of commerce, because it is a first to market style product like this, which combines literally all forms of commerce into the one platform. So just some of the things I'm going to touch on in the presentation. The e-commerce industry an industry, just so you get to see the true potential of what this opportunity could present. And when you can get started for as little as $1, make it a no-brainer. But while you're not investing hundreds of thousands of dollars like you would for a McDonald's franchise or something like that, your investment is your time. And that's a really, really valuable asset. So I want to show you the power of the e-commerce industry, specifically the Shopley ecosystem, and then for you, how you can participate and build a business into 175 countries promoting, or maybe just inviting to events like this, or organizing your own events and inviting me to do this presentation or a Q&A to your communities as well. But basically, Shopley is a tech platform. We host e-commerce vendors that sit on the Shopify ecosystem. In fact, there is in 175 countries, 6 million stores that sit on that. We're also a great place for people that like promoting products, people like influencers, people like community builders, people like affiliate marketers, people like stay-at-home mums that want to make a bit of extra money, people like personal trainers or podcast hosts that have good audience that want to promote products, aligning with their brand to their audience to make extra revenue. Shopley's an ecosystem for all of that to combine in the one platform. In regards to social commerce, this is from Accenture. So I like to provide data from multiple points. This is data from a consulting firm. So they go out and do all the surveys and everything, refer to it as a $1.2 trillion industry by 2025. But now we'll look at case studies. Amazon, TikTok, Pinterest over the last 12 to 18 months have really been trying to tap into and leverage the social commerce realm. And back to the Accenture thing, I like to diagram explain exactly the potential of the platform. And you can see at the bottom of the spear here, Shopley, and we'll get down to that in a second. But at the top of the funnel here, we have users. Now, you think about anybody that has a social media platform in the world, out of the 8 billion people, most people have at least one, possibly two or three. They all use platforms for social media platforms for different reasons. Some people maybe just wanting to upload the history to keep track of their life and their life story. Some people might want to communicate with friends and family. Some people might choose to use it to share their opinions and views. It doesn't really matter what they're using it for. And some use different social media platforms for different things. You would use LinkedIn for career-based purposes, possibly, or some people use Instagram. You get a lot of influencers on there that are trying to grow audience. Each platform has a different purpose, and most people in the world have at least one of those social media platforms. So at the top of the funnel of this social commerce ecosystem, we have a very, very large net of people. The next layer down is what I say, users with a purpose. They're trying to leverage the social media platforms with their capabilities to be influencers, creators, resellers, and these type of people are trying to grow their audience, trying to increase their I guess, their brand or their profile. They might be trying to create content like on YouTube, creating shows and documentaries and attract people and then attract sponsors. Everyone in this next tier down are trying to grow their views, grow their audience, but they're using the social commerce ecosystem with a purpose. The next layer down are small brands. And if you go onto Facebook, usually every 5 minutes you would have received, I reckon every 2 minutes now, you'll receive a sponsored post from a business of some sort. These are small brands are making conscious decisions. Now, they may have retail stores still, but they may be going, well, I have a product that can go extremely worldwide, and I want to use the social commerce ecosystem to A, if it's Facebook advertising, go direct to the users, or B, I might try and partner with an influencer or a creator or a reseller. But I'm all about building my business and my small brand and generating sales and adding value to my customers. So I'm using the social commerce ecosystem for that purpose. Now, Shoply is right at the bottom here, and that is a platform. And the platforms tie the social commerce ecosystems together. So in Shoply, we have a home for small brands to use us as a method to generate more sales. We have at the next level up influencers, creators, resellers using our platform to promote the brands to generate extra commissions because at the top of the funnel there, they have users following them and they have influence and they have capability to capitalize on opportunities. So we have really tied all that together, and that's what's exciting about Shoply. When I talk about Shoply, I've gone through data, I've gone through case studies, I've explained the ecosystem, and now we'll use a thought leader that most people would know just to share his thoughts on social commerce. And if you went through his social media feed, Gary Vaynerchuk, in 2025, you probably saw one in every five posts was talking about the opportunity with social commerce. And we'll just check this out for 60 seconds.
Retail, selling stuff on live is very real to me. I'm a big believer in it. If you ask me right now, out of all the optionality in the world of how to make money in the next 5 years in America, live shopping is at the tippy top of my list. TikTok shop is real as shit. Whatnot is real as shit. Meta's not going to sit around and let them have it. So they're going to figure out what they're going to do. Have you seen the video of the woman in China that just keeps moving the handbags? You probably saw the headline. She made $8 million in like 2 seconds. So in China, live social shopping has already happened. I also know that a lot of people don't know that. In my brain, 20% of all social media content is live shopping. It's not yet, but it will be. And so I'm going to move fast during this era on it. If you're a retailer and you have a physical location, Monday through Friday is dead. The world has changed. Online shopping, rents are getting harder to justify. In 5 years, you'll walk down Main Street and half of the owners or the employees are going to be on live shopping. They're going to turn their stores into studios because the opportunity is there and they're going to have to. And so I'm very, very, very hot on live shopping. I would argue that live social shopping is the only potential thing that Amazon should be worrying about in their domination. That's how big this could be. Attention is the ultimate asset. These social platforms have the attention. We're going to now shop in that environment. That's going to affect media. That's going to affect retail. And that's going to affect the product service industry. 6 years ago, I was yelling at everybody to be on TikTok. Now everybody cries to me when they see me and be like, Gary, I should have listened to you. Now everyone's on TikTok. Now I'm yelling at you to do social shopping. Either you're going to listen or you're going to cry about not doing it.
So Gary's somebody that probably in the last 2 decades I've followed quite closely, and he's always at the forefront of mega trends. And I guess most people would know, and certainly in the Gen Z arena, the most popular career opportunity in 2025 was to become a YouTuber or an influencer. And that's what they want to do. They're creators, they're online all the time. You get in young teenagers now building businesses online because of the capability and the scale. If they've got a good idea or they're creative in a way, they can monetize that attention. So here's a few examples of the capabilities of what happens in the mega influencer space. So Stormy Still uses TikTok Shop has driven at least $1 million in a single day in TikTok Shop sales. Then we got Zhang Jian, and as Gary was saying, in China, this has already happened. She was a Chinese influencer, made 13 million in a week promoting products for 3 seconds. This was a lady in his video, and Li Jiang ran a 12-hour live stream, generated $1.7 billion in collective sales. Now that's at the mega influencer end. And at the mega influencer end, they're very, very capable of doing their own deals. These people here, they are, uh, people that you think of Kim Kardashian. She would have 100 brands a day going, can you promote my brand to your audience? Think of Joe Rogan. There's been brands that have gone to him that he's promoted, and they've literally blown up their businesses. I think of the brand Onnit as a really good example, and uh, Aubrey Marcus, I think, was on his show and just done ridiculous sales after that. And I was actually in a mastermind where he was presenting and telling that story. And I thought, wow, this is what mega influencers can actually do. Even Dana White for the UFC actually talks about he doesn't use mainstream media anymore. He uses YouTubers and content creators to be his media that sit around the octagon and tell stories and get engagement and get mass following worldwide. This is where the world's going. But not everybody can say, I want to be a mega influencer and be a mega influencer. There are steps and pathways to be able to do that. And most people start as these nano influencers. And these people here have small followings, 1,000 to 10,000, but they usually have great engagement. They're usually very authentic. They might be very niche expertise. And these are the type of people that love the Shopley idea because we provide them with unlimited offers. They don't have to go out and try and do all the deals. They don't have to go out and say, this is what I can offer you. Will you give me X, Y, Z? And they may still do that in their journey, but Shopley is actually providing them with all the different brands to promote. So they can go and find what brands giving, aligns with them best, ships to where their audience is. They go and say, well, this brand's given me a great commissionable incentive. And they have the brand sitting there and the platform. Every single product on the platform has a unique ID. So you can just become the master link sharer. Go out there and share 3 or 4 links a day to your audience and see what people might buy. And you might create more content about it. You might already have an existing people. Some people get, what would you call it? Some people get scared by the word influencer. They say, hey, I'm not an influencer though. I don't think this is for me. Well, the good news is the word influencer is in the name purely because that's just the name that people call it. But you are an influencer if you've ever influenced somebody to do something. For example, you might be a part of a mother's group and you might drop the kids off to school and invite 10 mothers to a cafe to all have a coffee together. And if you do that, you have influenced 10 people to go to a coffee shop. They've all spent $5 each on a coffee. And that business or that merchant has generated $50 in revenue because of your influence. And you would do this all the time. You might suggest to friends to go out to a bar together, or let's go and do a workout together, or let's go to a band together. Nano influencers are these people that are just influencing all the time. So you might not think you're an influencer, but if you've ever done that, you're certainly on that realm. Shoply, so this is the platform here. We now have around 120 brands. I bought a couple on this week. Other people may do. In your license, which we'll touch on shortly, you have the ability to invite your favorite brands to the platform to help them generate more sales. So it's a bit of a win-win-win scenario. The brand gets a new method to potentially get sales, no risk for them, $1 trial for 90 days. You might go, I really could sell your product to my audience, and you then can create a mini opportunity for yourself. And the ecosystem grows, so there's more opportunities for more people. A bit of the timeline, and I mentioned this was really important because um, we actually launched Shoply beta launch 1.0 back in October 2024. Now, the beta launch, which we announced, it's literally impossible to go to the world with 10,000 brands in 175 countries. That can't happen. Or if it could, that'd be a miracle. But we launched our own tech platform, something we'd built, custom built, and we had 5 brands in October 2024. We rolled on. We captured the attention of around 5,000 affiliates to pioneer our beta tech platform. And in that time, we did significant revenue and also got around 120 to 150 brands on board. But we had around 1,000 brands wanting to get on board, but there were challenges in each country for brands to come on board, all around compliance and documentation and the manual upgrading of their store onto the platform. And it was taking them about 5 weeks to come on board. And a lot of the brands said, gee, this is a bit of a challenge. I'm not sure I want to even waste my time going down that path. But anyway, we did get a great MVP, so show to the world that the product had a lot of people interested. In February 2025, we had the magical opportunity to partner with, in regards to, when I say partner, I'll say it in these terms, the ability to integrate into the Shopify ecosystem. Now, to do that, we had a new challenge, and that was our old tech wasn't going to be able to do that. So I actually had to go back to the drawing board to build it. So as the leaders and the decision makers of the company, do we continue on with our own tech that we've already built, we've made a start with, or do we actually rebuild tech? But the benefit of that was 6 million stores could literally onboard the Shoply ecosystem in 5 minutes. It builds their store for them in 5 minutes. It does all their paperwork for them in 5 minutes, and they migrate across and constantly syncing. So every single change that they put into their Shopify store, they actually it actually syncs onto our platform as well. So tremendous opportunity, but the time lag meant that we had to start again with a tech rebuild, which we made the decision to do because going the old way with our own tech probably would have taken 5 years to be able to scale to maybe 30 countries. Significant cost, and it was always still going to be a manual building of your own store. This literally solved all our problems, but it was another 10 months before we could really kick the door open. We did that in October 2025, and for the rest of 2025, we wanted to test the tech. It was working incredibly well. 120 brands on, near 10,000 products. We get to January 2026 and we said, we're ready for scale now into 175 countries. We can piggyback off the back of the Shopify ecosystem, but we felt that we needed to make our commission model simple. We needed to make our licenses of choice simple. We had around 8 different licenses depending on what you wanted to do. Now we have 2, and also we changed the commission structure to make it easy to understand as well. So we'll move on to the licenses. To make it simple, customers join for free and they share in a Shoply dollar rewards model. So every time they purchase, they get a few Shoply dollars to come back for repeat purchases so they can use that over time. Brand partner, simple model, $1 to join, $5 US a month. $5 to have a business opportunity where you get your own websites, you get access to content that's on social media platforms, you get a training, full back office and reporting system, you get links to every single product on the platform, and you can monetize it depending on how much business that you're willing to generate on the platform. So you can bring brands to the platform and share in revenue there, or you can actually just promote links that are already on the platform. Simple business opportunity. Everyone in the 175 markets should be able to do that. Huge opportunity there. Now, the next license, $200 to get everything set up, $20 a month. But the difference between brand partner and community partner opens three more revenue opportunities, and it will give you the ability to get bonuses and royalties and kickbacks on the entire community that you bring to the platform. So if you bring brand partners to the platform, if you bring more community partners to the platform, if you bring more customers, there's more rewards there for you. And the exciting thing is, as we kick the door open here, as we've only been live for a few days, $1 license until the end of 2026. So you can actually not pay the $200. You can get started for $1, $20 a month. And just a little tip here, if you are in one of our developing countries at the moment, the actual monthly subscription is half that. So effectively $10 a month. You can have a business opportunity where you get your back offices, websites, links to everything, the ability to leverage the platform to build a business. So incredible value there to go out and grow a business. And the merchant license in orange there, $200, $40 a month. The difference between a merchant license and the other ones, think of in the middle, we have a fence, which is Shopley. On one side of the fence, we have people that want to promote and monetize, but they don't have their own brand or product. They're leveraging the platform to sell other people's things. But on the other side of the fence is orange license people. They're the 6 million stores on Shopify looking to find another method to get their product to market. Now, they um, they may be doing Facebook ads. They may have sales reps out in the field. They may have a store. They may be going to trade shows. They could be doing all sorts of different marketing methods. If they don't have a method, a word of mouth method, we have easily the best pathway for them to introduce that as something else to help generate more sales. Now, the good thing for here, we make it a $1 subscription, a $1 license, no subscription for 90 days for that, because we want to populate as many stores as we possibly can, and we want to make it frictionless where it's $1 for 90 days so they can try before they really buy. In the commission model, as I said, there's a 20-minute training on our YouTube channel about that, but everything, think about if you are responsible for generating business, whether it's you or a customer or a brand you bring to the platform, there'll be rebates and bonuses, subscription bonuses, community bonuses. In fact, 8 different bonus models on the platform for you doing the behaviors, the gamified behaviors of bringing brands to the platform, sharing links out to the community. So it's a really, really the algorithm behind the scenes is just calculating that based on the work that you're doing in the field. Now, this slide's starting to become dated now. We went live last week, so it's the 14th of May, just to capture that there. So we went live about the 9th or 10th for our global launch. And the licenses leverage the license, $1. So for me personally, I'd like to get 1,000, what I refer to as micro supermarkets, where we've got 10,000 brands on. So you're setting up your own supermarket for $1. Leverage and timing, like literally went live less than 7 days ago, and leveraging the promotions such as the launch and some of the other exciting things that we've got coming down the line. So if any of that jumped out at you and you want to get started, feel free to reach out to the person that invited you to the presentation. Also, if you'd like me to present to a group of your trusted followers, feel free to reach out to corporate as well and organize a time with me there. My role is Director of Marketing and Sales, and I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, it's game time now. As I mentioned, I'm having conversations in the field and really attracted some great people, and running an event in 2 weeks' time for at least 200 people online. and that sort of thing's happening all the time at the moment. So with that, I'll wrap up today's snapshot. Go back to the person that invited you. Also, we do this at the same time every single week, and we'll probably increase that. We may do different versions of that on different days as well. We're in full mode of growing the business now. So look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye for now.